Hello and welcome back to another video to talk about some porn addiction recovery tips, hints, helping people overcome this problem for good. So what we'll talk about today is the maybe I can just do this once, this fallacy, this idea that, you can just have a little peek, a little look, and then you're going to be good and you're going to be able to carry on with your day. And this is so incorrect. It's a trap I fell into so many times. I'd go on Instagram, YouTube, many different social media platforms, and I'd be like scrolling, just like seeking out something sexual. But I'd trick myself into believing that, if I just kind of see something once, then I'll get up and I'll get on with my day and then that'll be done. But I want to kind of provide this analogy, which hopefully can help you understand how this just does not work. So if we take a sample of the UK population, I'm just going to use the UK because that's where I am, and we have just a general population of like everyone, and then we compare that to a population where we only take people who have come out of prison over the last 4 weeks. Now, out of those two like populations, so one has just come out of prison, and the other population is just everyone, literally everyone. And then, who's going to be more likely to offend? Who's going to be more likely to end up in prison over the next month? Is it the people who have just come out of prison, or is it the rest of the population? The answer to that, of course, is the people who have just come out of prison. If you do something and it's got consequences, and then you think that you've had those consequences and then it's like done and you're not going to ever do that again, that's just not true. Those who engage with a compulsive behaviour want to engage with the compulsive behaviour again. This is because of the molecule of more, dopamine. Essentially how it works is that the desire doesn't satiate the desire. Like when you actually go and look at sexual content, you're not feeling good again. It's not like you're satiated. Like it's not like this desire goes away. It just intensifies. You want to look at porn even more. So it's not a great analogy with the prisoner, but hopefully you can realize that actually, you know what, if I do look at porn just once, even if it's for like literally 10 seconds, any sexual content at all, if I do that, I'm not going to suddenly feel like good and relaxed and calm again. No, you're going to want to look at porn a lot more. That's just how this works. And so we have to get out of this mindset that, you can just look once and you're going to be fine, and then you're going to be able to crack on with your day. It's the opposite. The opposite is true. When you give in and you choose to engage with a compulsive behavior, you intensify that desire so much. You create so much desire, because then the addictive part of the mind has just been given all this power. So it's like you have this sort of battle going on. I don't really like to use the word battle. Someone asked me this actually, whether they should see the addiction as a battle or not. And I said to them, look, you have to be assertive. It's more like treating a child. You're not going to go into battle with a 5-year-old who's having a tantrum. Instead, you're just going to be very, very assertive and be able to put them in their place in a respectful way. You want to have some compassion with the rational part of the mind, and you want to have compassion with the intellectual side of yourself. But when it comes to addiction, you do have to be very, very assertive, and you have to say, like, this is the reality, and you have to teach yourself the consequences of what's going to happen if I do engage in this compulsive behavior. So back to the analogy, you have someone come out of prison. Are you just going to say to them, all right, it's fine, you carry on doing what you were doing before, end up back in prison, as if that's okay? It's not okay. It wasn't okay the first time, and it's not going to be okay now. Now, if you choose the alternative route and you go, okay, in this moment, I'm wanting to engage in my compulsive behavior, I can look at porn, I can engage with that behavior, and you make your choice. You make a conscious choice. Okay, if I do that, I'm going to want to look at porn so much more. I am going to have so much craving, and I'm also just going to feel frustrated, and I'm probably going to feel even more deprived of this thing that I want to do. If you realize all of that ahead of time and you think that through, then you're going to make the decision, okay, I'm not going to engage in that compulsive behavior. I'm going to carry on with my day right now before it gets to that point where the desire increases even more. So it's just a little tip I would really, really recommend, is think this through before you start teasing yourself into this idea that you can look and you're going to be fine. That's not how it works. It denies the reality of addiction. It denies the reality of how dopamine, the molecule of more, actually works. and it just creates more desire. So hopefully you can take this lesson into the rest of your day. Choose to make the right decision every day. Live a life of freedom, away from porn, away from this compulsive desire that you probably don't really want, and actually rewire the brain so you can live a life of freedom instead. If you do want more help, more support, you want to talk through your porn addiction with me, then you can choose to book in a call with me where we're going to understand addiction in a lot more detail, and I'm going to share some details of the Beyond Compulsion method with you as well. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.